Sorry, Albert, I was late for you here, but I was going through the history of Marshall Goldberg in my book, Great Jews in Sports, that I have here on our set. So if you ever need that for research, I've got that for you, Albert. You know who to reach out to.
All right. Well, I assume like Jay Fiedler would be in there, right? Like I don't know if I have all the names, but I could probably rattle off.
Interestingly enough, like to just find Marshall Goldberg, I had to sift through Hank Greenberg, obviously very close, and Randy Grossman. Randy Grossman, the football player, was called Rabbi. That's the name of his entry here. Don't find that in Wikipedia, but I had to look him up because I actually had no idea who he was when J.J. Watt, it was announced, was taking his number, thanks to the family's good graces to let him have it. I had no idea.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too. Like, to me, like the effect of that. I mean, who cares if a guy's number's retired? Really, you know what I mean? Like the effect of that to me was like. That it really like allowed a lot of people to kind of educate themselves on a guy who has a really cool story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, if they take it out of circulation, you know, if it goes back into circulation for a couple of years, so JJ can win it, can wear it, and then, you know, a whole bunch of new people who didn't know about Marshall Goldberg now know about him, like that to me is a pretty good result, right?
Well, two people who'd left to mind before I learned who Marshall Goldberg was, Albert, in terms of J.J. Watt's signing and how it might affect the immediate, were Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. Because if Russell's concerned about his protection, I would imagine that sort of sensibility just got heightened even more, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
With the signing.
Yeah, and I think like it's really interesting to me, like, because I think we all kind of, you know, when a guy like JJ, who's, you know, at the tail end of his career, you know, becomes a free agent, we all just assume the guy's going to go like ring chasing, right? Like, so it's like, okay, like, well, you know, he's just going to go, you know, to whatever, to Tampa, to Kansas City, like to some place that's going to create the easiest path to a ring. And I think sometimes what we discount is like the personal pride that these guys have, and you know, when you put so much into your craft, maybe wanting to prove that you have something left. And I think that was such a huge part of why JJ did this, you know, is that he's going to a place where he knows the defensive coordinator. Vance Joseph was in Houston for his first 3 years, for Watt's first 3 years there. And the system itself is almost identical to the Wade Phillips system that JJ played really well in those years, you know, and so the ability to go there and hit the ground running, play opposite Chandler Jones, which obviously means, you know, he's probably in its more favorable matchups. It gives JJ a really good shot to show he has something left. And I think with a lot of times when we look at players and their decisions they make in spots like this, you sort of discount that sort of thing. And I think it was definitely a factor.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.